His sister was the renowned school beauty, admired by everyone as a genius, but he, on the contrary, was labeled a slacker. All because the ability he awakened was the lowest level, weak electricity. His classmates mocked him, saying that he would end up raising pigs at home and living off his family. What they didn't know was that he actually possessed the legendary dual ability physique. Moreover, he had awakened a supreme power. The violet sky, divine thunder. This world existed in parallel to Blue Star. Human civilization developed in much the same way. But here, terrifying and colossal beasts roamed the land. To fight them, people awakened supernatural powers. Everyone, upon reaching adulthood, would awaken their own unique ability. These powers were classified into 9 levels, and most people only awakened between F and D ranks. His power, however, was the lowest level, weak electricity. Even if he tried his hardest, its power was weaker than a cheap electric baton. This just made him the target of ridicule and scorn from his entire class. Even his childhood girlfriend, Lu Ran, urged him to switch his focus on the college entrance exams to liberal arts so he could at least lead a quiet, normal life. In the great nation of Seoul, higher education was divided into 2 branches, humanities and martial arts. Students in the martial arts branch had to enter designated maps during the national exam and fight beasts to the death. That's why anyone with an ability below D rank was advised to choose liberal arts, essentially giving up their powers voluntarily. On the contrary, those who succeeded in the martial arts branch could enter ability institutes. After years of training with mentors, they had the chance to break through the unranked stage and become true ranked awakeners. And from their ranks, countless powerhouses had emerged. Lu Ruin wanted him to choose humanities because she feared he might die in a martial exam, but a safe job meant nothing. When faced with a beast, he would still be helpless. After all, his parents had died in a beast tide that overran their city. In the end, he wrote his name on the registration form for the martial track. From then on, he practically lived in the training room, dedicating all his energy to honing his skills. From the very day of his awakening, he had chosen the spear as his weapon. However, after 2.5 years of training, his mastery was still stuck at the beginner stage, showing no progress. Just as he was sighing over his bleak future, a blue virtual window suddenly appeared before him. He sat up, startled. It was the long-awaited arrival of the system. Upon opening the newbie gift package, he received an S rank ability and 200 skill points. He was ecstatic, since in the entire great nation, an S rank awakener only appeared once every 2.5 years. Once such a person appeared, the top academies would fight over him, showering him with resources until he became the strongest of his generation. With a wave of his hand, he opened the ability gift package, and ding! The system congratulated him on obtaining an S rank ability. Violet sky, divine thunder. The sky over the city darkened as violet lightning tore through the night. The 3rd Legion stationed in the city immediately activated the highest defense protocol. Such a terrifying phenomenon made many believe that a powerful lightning beast was about to invade. Looking excitedly at his palm, he thought, as expected of an S-rank ability, violet sky, divine thunder. With this power, I will definitely shine in the martial exam. He then raised his hand again to open the skill points package. The system explained that skill points could be earned by killing beasts and could be spent to level up and upgrade skills. His mind was buzzing with excitement. Defeat monsters to level up. Simple and brutal. Just my style. The system panel showed that he currently had 2 basic skills. The / basic spear technique and the / basic lightning cut. In essence, abilities were born from the fusion of the human physique and spirit. After allocating points to both attributes, a warm current surged through his body, nourishing his blood and sharpening his thoughts, leaving his mind clear. Looking at his panel, he realized he already had the strength needed to enter the top ability academy in the country. The only thing that worried him was whether he could claim the title of top scorer in Hyangnan province. Thinking about those geniuses who had been trained by master tutors since childhood, he couldn't help but feel a little insecure. With that thought, he decided to test his progress at the martial hall. He kicked the spear up from the ground, spinning it skillfully in his hands, forming a dazzling spear flourish. Just then, the door burst open with a loud bang, and a group of firefighters rushed in. Anxious and in a hurry, they explained they had received a call alerting them to a fire here. He quickly gestured with his hands, explaining that it was just an energy overload caused by his ability training. The firefighters exchanged glances and then let out a sigh of relief. Who would have thought that such a commotion came just from a student's practice? As they observed the wrecked training room, they couldn't help but comment that to cause such a ruckus just from training, this kid was truly something else. The downstairs neighbors asked with concern, "Was there a fire? Is everything okay?" A moment ago, Su Jing Min smiled and replied, "Everything's fine. Uncle Yang has already taken care of it." The neighbors nodded in relief and said, "We're glad to hear that. Judging by your outfit, you're going to train at the martial hall even the day before the exam. In this world, anyone who wanted to go from being an Awakener to a true ability user had to temper both body and mind to increase their power. For this purpose, training grounds and instructors like those at Martial Hall appeared. But not every family could afford a private training room. The two most famous Martial Hall chains were Thunder Hall and Bear Hall. Bear Hall charged an annual fee of $100,000 targeting wealthy students, while Thunder Hall was the only one open to high school students for free. When Su Jing Min entered the hall, he immediately saw a familiar figure. It was his cousin, Tan Chi. He walked over and greeted her. "Hey, what brings you to Thunder Hall?" Tan Chi explained she was just there with a friend. Su Jing Min nodded without pressing further. "I see. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I'm heading to the training room." As he walked away, Tan Chi frowned slightly. "There's something different about him." Beside her, Xiaoya whispered curiously, "Chi, who was that?" "He's pretty handsome," Tan Chi replied. "That's Su Jing Min, my cousin. He's also a senior like us and has the martial arts exam tomorrow." Just then, a guy walked over and teased, "Xiaoya, you like him." Xiaoya candidly admitted that with looks like that, as long as he wasn't too bad, having him as a boyfriend would be pretty awesome. Tan Chi, however, threw cold water on the idea. "You'll be disappointed. He's only awakened an E-rank ability." The guy chuckled. "An E-rank ability and he still dares to take the martial exam. He's brave. You've got to give him that." Tan Chi sighed. "Being brave isn't the same as being wise. The risk is too great. I'd rather he didn't take it." Seeing the mood turn heavy, Xiaoya pulled Tan Chi's arm. "All right, let's drop it. We came to Thunder Hall to check it out. Remember?" Tan Chi nodded. "I spent all 3 years of high school at Bear Hall, and this is my first time at Thunder Hall. Relaxing a bit before the exams is good for the mind and body. Let's go." Meanwhile, Su Jing Min entered the testing room holding his spear. It felt lighter in his hands. Or maybe it was because his body had gotten stronger. But with the exam the next day, it was too late to find a better weapon. He decided to test his maximum strength, without any skill enhancement. He exhaled slowly, gripping the spear with both hands. He thrust forward. Bang, the metal target was completely pierced through. The training room was built with low-grade memory metal. The metal would automatically repair itself within its endurance limit. The screen displayed 321 CAR. Su Jing Min smiled slightly. His pure physical strength had doubled from before. The strongest normal Awakener barely reaches 100. Next, he decided to test the power of the Violet Sky Divine Thunder, and sparks of electricity erupted from his body. The panel showed 3021 CAR. He was stunned. As expected from an S-rank ability, a first-rank ability user only reaches 1000 CAR. But I haven't even entered rank 1, and I'm already unleashing power on par with a mid-level rank 1. But even that wasn't his limit. His true killing move was the fusion of brute force skill amplification and combat techniques. With that thought, he gripped his spear tightly, channeling the divine thunder. He unleashed lightning and gale, slashing directly at the testing machine. The moment the spear tip hit, it buzzed and roared violently. A heartbeat later, Su Jing Min shouted, "Break!" A massive explosion erupted from the spear's tip, spreading in all directions. At the same time, the people in the main hall felt the entire building shake. Some even thought it was an earthquake. Those on the same floor as Su Jing Min nearly lost their balance. Such intense energy waves were undoubtedly from an ability user. Some exclaimed. Xiao frowned. "Isn't this floor reserved for high school students? Anyone who reaches the ability user level early usually trains at bar." The guy next to him guessed that maybe some monster had come here to train, or perhaps a new, skilled high school student had emerged. As the two were speculating, Tan Chi chimed in, "Let's go check it out ourselves." The energy fluctuations were indeed coming from nearby, but before they could take more than a few steps, they ran into Su Jing Min. Tan Chi felt a bit awkward and asked the guy if he was heading home already. Su Jing Min nodded and said he wanted to go back early and prepare a bit more. Hearing that, Tan Chi encouraged him. "All right, then good luck on the exam tomorrow. But remember to stay safe." As the two exchanged words, the guy interrupted them harshly. "Forget the small talk. The energy surge definitely came from here." The group stopped at a doorway. This must be the place. But when they walked in, the scene they saw left them wide-eyed. What the hell happened here?" Xiaoya gasped, pointing at the scene. No way. Not even memory metal was pierced with that kind of force. "Do we really have such a strong high school student in Haiyan City?" The guy next to her studied the marks on the wall and replied coldly, "It's not a high school student. I can still feel traces of violent energy. Whoever did this, is probably a rank 2 ability user who accidentally wandered onto this floor and tested their strength here. Hearing that, the others finally relaxed and nodded in agreement. Exactly. It's impossible for a student to do something like this. Yeah, not even the top prodigies from the capital could do it. In Jian City, impossible. But Xiaoya's mind raced with a bold assumption. Only Su Jing Min had passed by here. What if it was him? What if he's a hidden genius who's been masking his strength all this time, waiting to surprise everyone in tomorrow's exam? Her words grew sharper, grew. You've read too many web novels with that whole playing weak to surprise everyone later trope. Be realistic. Even faking it requires some foundation. He's just an E-rank Awakener. If he can reach 300 points, that's already a lot. The short-haired guy added that both hallways led outside. Whoever unleashed that power must have left through the other one. Tanchi. What do you think? Tanchi replied nonchalantly. I'm not sure, but deep down, he knew the marks looked a lot like spear strikes. So, is Su Jing Min overestimating himself by taking the martial exam? Time passed quickly until the day of the exam. Outside the exam grounds, buses carrying the candidates arrived one after another. The students, with their weapons on their backs, greeted each other at the gate. Soon, Su Jing Min also got off the bus with his spear in hand, and some curious students gathered at the fence to look inside. So this is the exam site. Yeah, that's a horned rhino. The previous exams weren't this hard. There were only shadow cats and iron spiders, but this year's is insane, they muttered when suddenly someone approached and scoffed. A horned rhino. So what if you can't even handle that? Even if you manage to get into an ability university, you'll still be trash. Hearing that, Su Jing Min raised an eyebrow. Who's talking like that? His friend Liuer leaned toward him. Who else but Su Minyang from First H High? It was rumored that Su Minyang had awakened a B-rank ability, Swift Card, and had already broken through rank 0 to become a rank 1 ability user. Su Jing Min smirked slightly at that, so he's the so-called favorite for this year's martial exam. The top scorer. Inwardly, he thought, between him and me, who is really stronger? A few moments later, a thunderous voice cut through the noise outside the exam grounds. Attention candidates, I am Wang, Commander-in-Chief of this year's martial exam in Haiyan City. Before we begin, allow me to repeat the key rules. The exam will start at 9 in the morning and end at 9 at night with a total duration of 12 hours. The test site is the ruined city behind me, just as in previous years. The area is divided into an outer ring, a middle zone, an inner ring, and a central sector. Killing beasts of different types and levels will grant different amounts of points. The stronger the beast, the higher the score. The central sector is like the bonus questions on a written exam intended for the top students. Don't waste your lives chasing points. Listening to the explanation, Su Jing Min thought, 9 days ago, I wouldn't have dared to leave the outer ring, but now I must aim for the inner ring, even the core. Next, the organizers announced, we will now distribute the exam materials. Please collect them from your homeroom teacher. As the teacher handed out the materials, he explained that there were 3 items in total, a smartwatch to record the number and type of beasts you kill and tally your score in real time, a tactical backpack containing 2 energy bars, 1 energy drink, and a single-use first aid kit to keep you going for 12 hours. Finally, a safety sphere that once activated creates a high-voltage net around you that normal beasts cannot break through. Afterward, the teacher still seemed worried and pulled Su Jing Min aside. Remember, once you use the safety sphere, the exam will be over for you, but your life is more important than anything else. Su Jing Min offered a small smile. Thank you, teacher. I understand. Just as he was about to enter, Lin Sinan ran up and shouted, Su Jing Min, you don't have a team yet, right? Do you want to join ours? Even Lu Jia, who had recently awakened a C-rank ability, added, Su Jing Min, once we're inside, I'll cover your back. But the other group members immediately objected. It's one thing for the class rep to be kind, but this is an exam. Teams have a 5-person limit. If we drag him along with us, how are we supposed to compete? Luier snapped back. We already agreed, and now you're backing out. The 2 of them stood their ground. Who knew he would actually show up? I'm not carrying any dead weight. Hearing this, Su Jing Min pulled Liuer back before he exploded. Old Liu, class rep, I appreciate it, but I'll go alone. You guys go on with your team. Seeing how serious he was, they could only nod. All right, but be careful. The 2 who had objected quickly pulled Lin Sinan away. Forget it. Let's go team up with Huan Tian. After they left, Su Jing Min couldn't help but smirk with complete confidence. Even without you, I can still get good grades. As swarms of drones buzzed overhead, the announcer's voice boomed. The 2037 High City Martial Exam officially begins. The surveillance and tracking drones are now operational. The exam broadcast has begun. The next instant, Countless candidates stormed into the ruins shouting war cries. Some were shouting as they ran. My goal is Hangnan University this year. I'll make my name known to everyone. Among them was Tan Chi, Su Jing Min's cousin, and also the so-called favorite with the best score, Su Nan. Su Jing followed right behind the crowd. His heart roared. Martial exam, here I come. As soon as he entered the exam zone, his smartwatch lit up with a notification candidate confirmed. Su Jing Min, Heian City, second high class. Advanced exam score 178 points. Live rankings. First, Su Minan, 7 points. Heian City, first high class. Second, Lisan, 5 points. Heian City, first high class. Third, Sao, 4 points. Heian City, first high class. Glancing at the data, Su Jing Min muttered, as expected, the top contender from the first high class is already hunting beasts. Looks like it's my turn to make a move. Knowing that the central zone was still far away, he thought, then I'll head straight for the central zone. After running for a while, he suddenly stopped. In front of him, a fellow student lay collapsed in a pool of blood, barely clinging to life. Seeing the scene before him, he realized the student's injuries were so severe he didn't even have time to activate his safety sphere. Everyone, even my teacher, kept telling me to give up on the exam. If I hadn't awakened an S-rank ability, I probably would have ended up the same. In a martial exam, there are no regrets. Opportunities always come with risks. Not everyone gets the chance to challenge fate. With that thought, Su Jing quickly used his watch to contact the logistics team, but just then, the sound of approaching footsteps was heard. A second later, a black beast crept out from the corner. Su Jing Ming's heart sank. So it deliberately left that student alive just to lure in anyone who approached. This was all a trap! The beast advanced slowly, step by step, and without warning, it pounced directly at him. Luckily, the young man had gained strength, and with a quick backstep, he narrowly dodged the blow. Staring at the creature, he quickly thought, sharp claws and a bite force of over 1,000 kilograms. This was undoubtedly the so-called rookie killer. Beasts earned the title of ferocious precisely because of their wild aura, a natural pressure that could crush their prey's will. It was said that most awakeners, when facing such beasts for the first time, would collapse under that aura, unable to unleash even 30% of their strength, and some would even give up without a fight. That's why wealthy families often hired skilled bodyguards to take their children into the field so they could get used to fighting beasts from a young age. Su Jing Min, of course, didn't have that luxury. This was his first time truly facing a beast. As that thought crossed his mind, the shadow cat lunged again. Its claws were about to scratch him. He gripped his spear tightly, electricity crackling along the shaft. The next instant, he struck upwards with a fierce thrust, killing the shadow cat in a single blow. So this so-called aura has no effect on me, he realized. As he tossed the beast's body aside, the system chimed. Shadow cat beast killed. Unranked skill points +3. Note beasts are classified from rank 1 to 9. Those below rank 1 are considered unranked, equivalent to human awakeners. Seeing the notification, Su Jing Min thought, killing beasts grants skill points to get stronger, but unranked beasts really don't give much. Since their aura doesn't affect me, staying in the outer ring is pointless. I need to head to the central zone quickly. Along the way, his system kept chiming, beast slain shadow cat. Unranked skill points +1. Beast slain. Ironide. Unranked skill points +5. After killing one beast after another, Su Jing Min sighed. I've accumulated a lot of points, but what I'm lacking is actual combat experience. The Violet Sky Divine Thunder can finish off these unranked beasts in a single blow, but relying on it won't help me improve my skills. The higher the skill rank, the greater the drain. If I were to unleash the Violet Sky Divine Thunder at full power, I wouldn't even last 1 hour. In contrast, his old weak electricity rank could last for more than 3. But the martial exam lasted a full 12 hours before reaching the central zone. He couldn't afford to waste his power. So along the way, he stuck to his plan, killing beasts only with his spear and accumulating real combat experience. After a while, he spotted a horned rhinoceros in front of him. The beast targeted him and launched a wild charge instantly as it sped closer. Su Jing Min leaped, spinning in the air in a 720-degree turn, and with both hands gripping his spear, he plunged it directly into the rhinoceros's forehead. The beast crashed to the ground, while he landed softly, almost elegantly. At that moment, he realized his speed at killing beasts had increased more than ever before. Could it be that my spear technique has already reached a new level? He quickly opened his status panel. Physique 141, Vitality 160, Spirit 160, Skills, Intermediate Spear Technique, Lightning Cut, Skill points 256 points. Indeed, his spear skill had advanced to intermediate. Clearly, real combat with the spear was what boosted it the most. The intermediate spear mastery already gave him a feeling of complete control. If I were to take it further, what would happen? With that thought, he clicked on Upgrade Spear Technique without hesitation. The next instant, countless silhouettes flashed through his mind. His eyes widened in surprise. Endless advanced spear techniques emerged in his consciousness. He could barely contain himself, desperate to find another beast to test them on. Meanwhile, class president Lin Sanan's team happened to pass through the same area, and they glimpsed a figure. Lin Sanan exclaimed in surprise that it looked like Su Jing Min, but her teammates immediately scoffed. Class president, are you seeing things impossible with his strength? Coming here would be suicide. Their words made Lin Sanan hesitate, wondering if she had really been mistaken. But that back looked exactly like Su Jing Min's. At that moment, someone in the group shouted, "Come look at this horned rhinoceros Lin Chen Yuan! Come closer! Examine it carefully!" It hasn't been dead for long. The blood is still fresh. It must have died just a few minutes ago. The fatal wounds on its head, from their shape, are punctures made with a spear. My guess is that it was. Her face paled in surprise. Could it be the one I saw earlier? It really was Su Jing Min. A teammate scoffed. "Don't tell me you think he killed this rhinoceros. It's an E-rank beast. Any Awakener could defeat Su Jing Min solo. It's impossible." Someone suggested, "Why, guess just check his score on the leaderboard." Lin Sanan opened the leaderboard and saw rank 46, Su Jing Min, 256 points. Jan City, second highest. She gasped. It really was him. Her teammates were stunned. Su Jing Min, no way. He's broken into the top 50. I don't believe it. It must be someone with the same name. Since when can a low-rank Awakener be this strong? Meanwhile, in the stands, the audience stares at the giant screen and murmurs. The top ranker is still dominating, almost sweeping the top 10, especially Su Minan, who already has 412 points and looks like the top score is guaranteed. Haiyan City hasn't produced a provincial champion in years. Maybe this time will be it. In the stands, the head of the Haiyan City Education Bureau, Chief Sang, chuckled. So Minan is from our city. His speed is formidable. Even in the provincial exams, he won't fall behind. I'd say he has a good chance of placing in the top 10 in Heian and in the province, continued Old Liu. I've always liked the results from First High, and Third High is doing well too. Someone finally broke into the top 10. Hearing this, the principals of First High and Third High smiled, quickly flattering him. It's all thanks to your guidance. Chief Sang, we'll continue to rely on you. Then, Sun Wenson looked at the principal of Second High with a displeased expression. But your school needs to improve. Your top student is only ranked 18th. Principal Cao Yao of Second High gritted his teeth. Only 8 are in the top 50. Lyman, Su Jing Min, you brats. You'd better make me proud. Then he noticed. Wait, who is this Su Jing Min? I've never heard that name. Is he even in the elite class? Behind him, a homeroom teacher also noticed the name. Seeing Su Jing Min in the top 50 left him completely stunned. Wasn't this kid an E-rank awakened? He's been hiding his power all this time. But no matter how much you hide it, how can an E-rank suddenly become an S-rank? Only the top 10 had live tracking. There was no way to watch Su Jing Min, so how on earth is he getting such a high score? The broadcast switched back to the field. Su Jing Min had already reached the central area, where the danger levels skyrocketed. He deliberately stepped on a glass bottle, letting it shatter with a loud pop. Noticing the silence around him, he thought, as expected, there are fewer rank 1 and higher beasts here. They have intelligence and territorial awareness, which makes them much harder to deal with than unranked ones. Before he could think any further, heavy footsteps thundered closer. The next second, 2 cars in front of him were crushed like toys. A beast burst into his field of view, roaring like crazy. Su Jing Min recognized it immediately. It was a rank 1 beast, a sword-armed tiger. His eyes lit up. What luck! He had just entered the middle zone and already ran into a rank 1. The perfect opportunity to test my spear technique. The sword-armed tiger, violent by nature, roared furiously, and its huge body charged like a tank straight at Su Jing Min. However, Su Jing Min showed no fear. His eyes didn't show the slightest hint of panic. With a sharp tug, the obsidian spear he'd been dragging on the ground swung around like a giant windmill. The clash between the spear tip and the tiger's claw echoed with a deafening boom, and even the proud sword-armed tiger's claws went numb from the impact. Su Jing Min sneered inwardly. So this is the full strength of a rank 1 sword-armed tiger. I bet only the Tiger King could make me work harder. He roared aloud. I'll send you to your grave, and charged forward with his spear. Now that his spear technique had advanced to a high level, his strikes were several times faster than before. Faced with that lightning-fast thrust, the beast had no chance to react, and with a wet crunch, a bowl-sized hole was torn open in its abdomen. Any normal creature would have dropped instantly from such a wound, but the tiger only let out a chilling howl full of rage and went berserk. It lunged at him again with reckless fury. As expected of a rank 1 beast, its vitality is monstrous. Su Jing Min hadn't expected to finish it in one blow, not without using his skill. He brandished the obsidian spear with the fluidity of a dragon, clashing with the beast in a flurry. Each strike left another bloody wound on its body. Hindered by its bulk and reach, the tiger failed to land any real damage on him. With a twirl of his spear, Su Jing Min's voice sounded cold. "Struggle all you want, it's useless." Sparks of electricity crackled violently along the weapon's shaft. The next instant, he smashed down with the spear and bolts of lightning shot out like venomous snakes, striking the tiger's skull directly, as expected. The electric arc struck the tiger's sword arm and skull squarely. Its huge, battered body crashed to the ground, kicking up a cloud of dust. The system beeped. Beast slain. Sword arm tiger. Rank 1 skill points, plus 14. Glancing at his panel, Su Jing Min muttered. Sure enough, killing a rank 1 beast yields almost double the points of an unranked one. Stronger the beast, the greater the skill point conversion. What others see as a death trap in an exam is a fertile ground for me. His eyes burned with determination. This is my chance. I have to seize it and reap as many points as possible. Meanwhile, in the conference room, the leaderboard flickered with updates. 31st, SD Chushi with 345 points. First from Haiyan City, third year high, 2D, Su Jing Min, 328 points. Second from Jian City, third year high, 2D, Li San, 328 points. Second from Jian City. The professors were dumbfounded. Professor Chen Fan, Su Jing Min is in your class. Of all the regular classes, only yours has someone in the top 50. That's truly extraordinary. At the end of this year, we must ask him to give a lecture and share his methods. Chen Fan quickly waved his hands, flustered. No, it's all due to the student's own effort. I can't take the credit. Just then, someone shouted, Look, Su Jing's ranking shot up again to 25th place. Su Jing Min, 372 points. Jian City second high. He jumped 44 points at once. Even the head of the Education Bureau looked stunned by the exam's scoring criteria. Killing a peak-level unranked beast is worth between 6 and 8 points, while defeating a low-rank 1 beast gives between 14 and 16. The smartwatch only registers kills every 4 seconds, which means Su Jing killed 5 unranked beasts or 3 low-rank beasts in just 4 seconds. I haven't seen results like this in years. He turned to Principal Cao. Principal Cao, this student of yours is very talented. Why haven't I heard of him before? Principal Cao quickly forced a smile. To be honest, I've only just found out myself. For more details, you'll have to ask his homeroom teacher. And he quickly pushed Chen Fan forward. Professor Chen, tell the leaders more about Su Jing, his talent, his background. Chen Fan froze and stammered nervously. Principal, Principal. Su Jing Min awakened an E-rank ability. Weak electricity. Principal Cao's eyes widened. Just E-rank. Professor Chen, are you sure? Chen Fan scratched his head helplessly. I'm sure. Before the exam, I even warned him not to take the martial path. The bureau chief calmly took a sip of tea and then said, if he has come this far with only an E rank, then he clearly has other extraordinary qualities that make him even more intriguing. Mark my words. At this rate, he'll soon break into the top 10, and when he does, we'll find out if he's been cheating. Hearing those words, both Principal Cao and Professor Chen turned pale, and a cold sweat ran down their backs. As time passed, the rankings updated once more. 8th, Li. 9th, Su Jing Min. 10th, Ma Yun. 11th, Yili. 12th, Tang Qi. Staring intently at the board, Tang Qi thought, so it really was you, cousin Jing Min. The one who attacked yesterday had to be you. Even Song Yangang, sitting comfortably in first place, couldn't help but mutter. There are only 6 hours left in the exam, and someone just snuck into the top 10. I've never heard of this Su Jing Min. Meanwhile, inside the ruins, he continued his relentless hunt. The system chimed again. Killed Shadowcat, rank 1, skill points plus 14. The guy smiled to himself. As expected, hunting beasts in the middle zone is much more efficient. Looking at the tracking drones circling overhead, he knew he had broken into the top 10. The martial exam didn't just test strength, but also potential, and only those with the top scores garnered the most attention. Anyway, I never planned on hiding my power. The top 10 is just the beginning. But before I enter the core zone, I need to increase my power again. He opened his status panel, Name Su Jing Min. Rank Awakened. Ability Thunder Annihilation. Physique 141 Vitality. 160 Spirit. 160 Skills. Spear Technique Advanced. Lightning. Gale Step Beginner. Skill points 312. Seeing this, he was surprised. He had accumulated over 300 points, but his rank hadn't advanced. So to go from an awakened to a true skill user, there is only one path: skill cultivation. Alright, then I'll increase my basic stats even more, with physique increasing by 40 and spirit by 22. A surge of power coursed through his body. He smiled. It was the perfect time to head into the central zone. The moment he stepped forward, the system displayed a crimson warning: Central Zone, Maximum Danger. Shortly after, he saw a pack of clawed tigers tearing apart their prey, a half-devoured horned rhinoceros carcass. Crouched over the carcass was a beast much larger than the rest, the one in the center, with its aura, its size, and those abnormally long blades on its arms. It had to be the sword-armed Tiger King. Su Jing Min's eyes gleamed. Looks like this is going to be a huge harvest. But the next instant, his expression hardened. He turned sharply. I've already sensed you, from the shadows. So Min stepped out with a faint smile. Impressive. You noticed me. So you're the one who broke into the top 10. Su Jing Min, hearing his own name. Su Jing Min frowned. You know me, so Min chuckled. I know everyone's strong enough to make it to the central zone. Except for you. So when a stranger suddenly appears here, it's not hard to guess that you're the dark horse shaking up the rankings. So Min admitted he'd been watching this pack of sword-armed tigers for a while, seeing the sword in his hand. Su Jing Min narrowed his eyes. So you're trying to steal the prey? So Min quickly waved his hand. Don't get me wrong. The Tiger King is a mid-rank beast, and there are 9 more in the pack. No single person can handle all of them. We could work together. But to his surprise, Su Jing Min cut him off coldly. Not necessary. He turned and headed toward the beasts. I alone am enough. He stepped forward, stood on an overturned bus, and looked directly at the pack of tigers. As soon as he arrived, the sword-armed tigers went on guard, clearly alert. The guy observed calmly. As expected of a pack with a leader, they actually know how to form a rudimentary formation with a roar from the Tiger King. Several beasts instantly shifted their focus to him. In the next heartbeat, they charged with thunderous roars, watching from the side. So Min smiled faintly. Let's see if this fool is throwing his life away, or if he's hiding something extraordinary. Su Jing Min began to spin his spear slowly, almost lazily. The weapon's rotation grew faster and faster, a storm of moving steel. When the first tiger pounced, its claws were repelled by the force of the spinning spear. Then, like a merciless hunter, he instantly swept once, cutting down several sword-armed tigers in a single move. The system chimed. Lower rank 1 sword-armed tiger. Skill points plus 10. Beast. Mid-rank 1 sword-armed tiger. Skill points plus 15. One after another, the beasts fell under his spear. Their bodies piled up on the ground. Watching its subordinates fall, the Tiger King glared with rage and let out a low, menacing roar. The man just glanced at his spear, muttering with slight regret. A pity. My physical strength is still not enough. I couldn't finish them all in one blow. The sword-armed Tiger King lunged, closing the distance in the blink of an eye, and a deafening roar erupted from its throat. Instantly, all the windows on the street shattered, so Min covered his ears in agony, his face twisted in pain. Su Jing Min, however, just looked at it coldly. That roar might scare others, but it doesn't affect me. With that, he lunged forward, spear in hand. The weapon clashed head-on, blocking the Tiger King's massive blow. Using the recoil, he leaped high into the air. Before the beast could even react, he spun the spear in his hand, completing a full 720-degree rotation. With all his might, he slammed the weapon into the Tiger King's skull. The next instant, he was standing on its body, the spear pointing downward. A sickening crunch echoed as the spear pierced clean through it. The system announced, Beast slain, Armored Sword King Tiger. 1 superior skill point plus 20. So Min froze, his eyes wide in disbelief. No way. He wiped them all out in one go. What kind of monster is he? Su Jing Min gazed over the sea of tiger corpses, a satisfied thought crossing his mind. At this rate, he was accumulating a massive amount of skill points. Who knows how many he would have by the end of the exam? His eyes sharpened even more. The sooner, the better. I need to hunt down another pack quickly. Just as he turned to leave, Su Min shouted at him, Hey! How the hell did you do that? You wiped out an entire pack of tigers with just 1 spear. Are you some kind of enhancer? Su Jing Min only replied with 2 words. Lightning type, and walked away without looking back. So Minyang's face twisted in anger. Lightning type. Don't lie to me. If you don't want to tell me, fine. But don't feed me some nonsense. What a nasty personality. He quickly checked his smartwatch. All right, let's see. With all the beasts he just killed, his score must have skyrocketed. The next second, the result left him dumbfounded. First place, Su Jing Min, 1,122 points, Heian City. Second place, Su Minyang, 985 points, Heian City. First place, So Minyang nearly screamed. Damn it, that bastard surpassed me. Meanwhile, in the viewing room, the principal was full of praise. What mastery of the spear. Su Jing Min is only 18 years old, but his technique is already at an advanced level. He's a true genius. He added that with Su Jing Min, they were guaranteed to enter the provincial top 100 after the exam, and that he would propose an award for Principal Cao. Cao smiled with joy. Thank you, Director Sang. At that moment, he was so emotional he almost cried. Su Jing Min is a miracle. Finally, our school has a chance to rise again. 3 hours later, Su Minyang was still wandering through the central zone. What the hell? Where have all the beasts gone? A voice from behind him answered. You should ask the guy in first place. He turned around. He blinked. Guys, since when are you working together? It was Guowo, ranked 3rd, Mendi, ranked 4th, and Yitan Qi, ranked 9th, Tang Qi said bluntly. He's the reason. Mendi clenched her fists in fury. Su Jing Min killed almost all the beasts in the central zone. We couldn't find any prey, so we had no choice but to team up. Su Minyang was dumbfounded. Impossible. There are tons of beasts in the central zone. Tang Qi stepped forward. Look, I know you haven't checked the rankings in a while. Go see Su Jing Min's score on the leaderboard. First, Su Jing Min, 3,435 points. Heian City second high. Second, Xi'an, 113 points. First high. Third, Guowo, 945 points. Heian City first high. So Minyang was speechless. Tang Qi explained. Now, even if you subtract the more than 700 points he earned in the middle zone, that still leaves over 2,500 points, which means he's killed nearly 200 beasts here in the central zone alone. Su Minyang's head was spinning. No wonder he was so protective of his prey. He had it all planned from the beginning. Tang Qi continued. There are only a few hours left. We're planning to team up and head to the innermost zone. Su Minyang turned pale. That place has the strongest beasts. There are high rank 1 and even rank 2 beasts there. Going alone is suicide. Mendi clenched her fist tighter. That's precisely why we're joining forces. Are you in or not? Night fell. Su Jing Min sat atop a mountain of beast corpses. His provisions had run out, and the exam was coming to an end. If I want more skill points, I'll have to go deeper, but the innermost zone has rank 2 beasts. I'll need more power first. He opened his status panel. Awakener rank, Skyborn skill, Purple Thunder Whistle, physique, 181, spirit, 182, skills, spear technique, advanced lightning gale, strike, beginner, skill points, 2,413. Looking at the huge pool of points, he muttered. Where should I invest these? Forget it, let's just put them here. As power coursed through his body, Su Jing Min smiled. Now I should be ready for the final boss of the martial arts exam. The final rush had begun. What rank 2 beasts will they unleash as the final test this year? As So Minyang's group advanced, they suddenly froze in horror at the sight before them. The beast in front of them was a violent blood bear. Trouble. Everyone knew this rare monster's hide was tougher than E-grade alloy. Not even missiles could dent it. A single swipe of its paw could crush them all. Zhou Ming's face darkened. Tang Qi sighed helplessly. I think we should give up on this attempt. Even if the violent bear doesn't move, just entering this area would get us wiped out by the high-level rank 1 beasts. She waved her hand firmly. Sorry, guys, I'm out. No, the score isn't worth my life. Zhou stamped the ground, cursing. What sadist designed an exam question like this? Just as they were about to retreat, Mendi suddenly shouted, Look, someone who looks like Su Jing Min is coming. Sure enough, Su Jing Min was running towards them from a distance. His movements were fast and fluid. Every step was precise, like flowing water. Mendi's eyes lit up. So that's Jing Min. He's really handsome. Zhou Ming scoffed. Handsome? What good is that? Rushing into a horde of beasts is suicide. As expected, Su Jing Min's presence immediately agitated the pack. The next instant, dozens of beasts pounced on him at once, and the commotion drew more creatures swarming in from the rear. In a matter of seconds, Su Jing Min was surrounded on all sides. Finally, The mass of beastly bodies completely engulfed him, erasing him from sight. Xinjiang sneered. Reckless fool. If he dies, he brought it on himself. Guo's voice trembled. It can't be. Su Jing Min can't be dead. Can he? Tang Chi turned around, his eyes blazing. No, I have to help him. The others quickly grabbed him. Are you crazy? You're just going to throw your life away. Have you forgotten what you just said? But Tang Chi's voice broke with emotion. You don't understand. Su Jing Min is my cousin. I won't just stand by and watch him die. Just then, a faint spark crackled deep within the horde. A heartbeat later, thunder exploded outward, and lightning bolts shot out from where Su Jing Min was. The flash of lightning was blinding, forcing Zhou Ming's group to shield their eyes. What the hell was that lightning? Could that really be Su Jing Min's power in the center of the courtyard? Su Jing Min stood tall, his body wrapped in crackling arcs of thunder, surveying the pile of beast corpses. He knew that brute force alone wouldn't be enough against so many high-level rank 1 monsters. He had no choice but to unleash his ability, as expected of an S rank, powerful, wild, and overwhelming. Suddenly, a heavy rhythm shook the ground. Thump, thump, thump. The violent blood bear was approaching, standing over 16 feet tall, like a tank rising up on its hind legs. Seeing its subordinates slaughtered, the beast roared in fury. Su Jing Min closed his eyes. A huge body, terrifying power, but not very agile. With the purple sky thunder on my side, I should be able to handle it. Still, those lesser beasts were just distractions. In that case, it was time to clear the field. He first channeled the purple sky thunder into his veins. The next instant, his body shot out like a cannonball. In a flash, several beasts charging at him were torn to shreds. The system beeped. Rank 1 beast defeated. High level, Shadowcat skill points plus 13. Su Jing Min's thoughts raced. So this is the physical boost from an S rank ability. Incredible. Although the thunder coursing through my body is dangerous and I can't maintain it for long, to crush you beasts, it's more than enough. Rank 1 rhinoceros, high level, slain. Skill points plus 15. Seeing the rhinoceros fall, the violent bear finally lost control, roaring as it lunged at Su Jing Min. A massive paw slammed down, splitting the air with brute force. But Su Jing Min, wreathed in thunder, blurred like a phantom. When he reappeared, he was already meters away. Enraged, the violent bear charged with all its might, covering over 90 feet in the blink of an eye. The bear was fast, but Su Jing Min was faster. With a single leap, he easily dodged it again. His figure weaved through the horde too fast for the violent bear to even graze him. Beast slain. High rank horned lizard skill points. Plus 15. Beast slain. The system issued an alert with every kill. The bear, unable to land a blow, grew more and more enraged. Su Jing Min smirked. What's wrong? Getting angry because your little underlings are dropping like flies. He taunted. Don't worry. Once I'm done with the last one, it'll be your turn. With that, he rushed straight for the last unicorn rhinoceros. But suddenly the violent bear swung a colossal paw and slammed it right in Su Jing Min's path. Su Jing Min narrowed his eyes. So, it predicted my move. Boom! The two enormous palms slammed into each other. The shockwave sent nearby cars flying several yards into the air. But when the beast opened its claws, only the mangled remains of the rhinoceros were left inside. A bolt of lightning split the sky. Su Jing Min descended from above with his body wreathed in thunder, gripping his spear tightly as he dove straight for the bear. No distractions now. Let's see if that armor you call skin can withstand the wrath of my thunder. With a roar, he thrust his spear forward, plunging it into the violent bear. The thunder detonated, forming a massive sphere of lightning that exploded on impact. The shockwave blasted Xinjiang's group, forcing them to shield their eyes. In the observation room, the spectators gasped, stunned by Su Jing Min's terrifying display. Director Cao slammed his fist on the table. Director Cao, is this what you call an E-rank ability? You've got to be kidding me. Another director muttered in amazement. Taking out rank 1 elites and even standing up to a rank 2 boss. This isn't just one rank. He might be even higher than that. Director Cao was dumbfounded, stammering that maybe, just maybe it was a mutation, but Director Cao's eyes were gleaming with excitement. No matter. After today, the entire Dachau Federation will know the name Su Jing Min. Meanwhile, the bloodthirsty and violent bear went berserk from Su Jing Min's strike. It roared, saliva spraying as if it were ready to devour him whole. Su Jing backed away with a look of surprise in his eyes. My full force blow and it only left a scratch on it. No wonder it's a rare rank 2 beast. That bristling fur is harder than steel and doesn't even conduct electricity with my current strength. Jumping 2 full ranks in a single blow is impossible. The bear, enraged by repeated failures, lost all control. A black miasma erupted from its body as it entered berserk mode, vowing to tear Su Jing Min to shreds. A thunderous blow came crashing down a second later. Su Jing Min raised his spear to block, but the shockwave sent him flying several yards back. So soon it already activated its berserk skill. Man, this thing really hates me. The beast's eyes burned crimson as its massive claws slammed into the ground where he had just been. The earth cracked under its fury as it roared at the sky. It lunged again, with Su Jing dodging each blow by a hair's breadth thanks to his agility. Once it goes berserk, its physical strength skyrockets. But the price is its mind. What little intelligence it had is gone. Now it's nothing more than a killing machine running on instinct. It's better not to face it head-on. Agility is the key to wearing it down. Suddenly, Su Jing Min fainted and lunged forward. His spear viciously stabbed into the bear's back. The violent bear reeled in pain and crashed heavily to the ground. Strike while it's weak, Su Jing Min snarled. Channeling his thunder, purple heavenly lightning rained down on the beast, causing it to scream. When the storm subsided, Su Jing Min narrowed his eyes, looking at the smoking, convulsing body. Is it dead? Su Jing Min smiled faintly. Half a minute of purple heavenly thunder. No defense in the world can withstand that. But suddenly, the bloodthirsty and violent bear's blood-red eyes snapped open. It brought down a massive paw, but it was paralyzed mid-swing by the lightning still coursing through its body. Su Jing Min's gaze hardened. Time to end this. His spears spun in his hands with unstoppable force, a single blow shattering everything in its path. The violent bear collapsed with a thunderous crash. Killed on the spot. The system chimed. Beast slain, rank 2, low level, violent bear skill points, plus 24. Exhaling in relief, Su Jing Min thought, it's finally over. Thank goodness. I leveled up the thunderstorm attack just for this fight and it was worth it, even though it lasted barely 2 minutes. It was by far the most thrilling battle of his life. He tilted his head back, his eyes shining. Min, once I clear the entire central region, how many points will I accumulate? In the control room, the audience was frozen in shock. The leaderboard flickered, showing first place, Su Jing Min, 10,835 points, Haiyan City. Second place, Su Minyang, 113 points, Han City. Third place, whoa, 945 points, Haiyan City. Director SAO leaped to his feet. 10,000 points. He hasn't just broken the Haiyan City record. He's shattered the provincial record. He's not just a genius. He's a genius among geniuses, another voice exclaimed. Last year's provincial champion only scored a little over 8,000 points. Su Jing Min has practically secured this year's title. Back on the testing grounds, Su Jing Min leaned over the fallen beast, knowing the end of the test was approaching. The inner and central zones were already cleared. It was time to sweep the middle zone. Every beast counted, no matter how small the gain. Just as he turned to leave, Tanchi and her group appeared from behind. Tanchi's eyes widened in disbelief. Su Jing Min actually killed a rank 2 beast king. This is insane, but why is he coming back now? He already has a huge lead in points. Why doesn't he just submit the exam early? Mendy frowned while watching his direction. Wait, he's heading back to the central zone. A thought struck her. It can't be. Don't tell me. Is he so bloodthirsty that he's going to clear the entire field? Everyone froze at the thought. He was actually planning to wipe out every remaining beast in the exam. So Minyang was the first to react, shouting as he took off at full speed. He might actually pull it off. If we don't move now, we won't get anything in the last hour. Sorry, guys. Our alliance ends here. I'm out. The others also took off running, terrified that Su Jing Min would kill everything and leave them with 0 points. An hour later, the loudspeakers blared. The 2037 Haiyan City Martial Arts exam has officially ended. No more slain beasts will be counted. Candidates must return immediately. Tanchi sighed in disappointment. It's over. Most of the students collapsed in exhaustion. Their bodies were wrecked. One of them roared in frustration. Why now I just needed one more beast, one more kill to pass. Meanwhile, Su Jing Min casually carried a dead beast on his shoulder, muttering, It's over already. Too bad. I wasn't even warmed up. Soon, the candidates filed out of the exam grounds. Outside, Tanchi was instantly cornered by an eager girl. Tanchi, about Su Jing Min. Is he really your cousin, right? Tanchi rolled her eyes for the third time. Yes, he's my cousin. For real. The girl's cheeks flushed. Then, my dear sister, give me his number, please. Just this once. Tanchi scoffed. Didn't you say yesterday you weren't interested? And now you want his number? The girl pleaded. That was yesterday. Today is today. He's the top scorer. Please, I'm begging you. Just then, someone shouted, Look, Su Jing Min's here. Min's. A crowd surged forward as he walked out with long spears slung over his back, greeting his classmates with a calm smile. The air buzzed with excitement. A bald student clapped Su Minyang on the shoulder, joking. That spot was supposed to be yours. No, Su Minyang gave a bitter smile. What can I say? A monster has been created. With my points, I'm already satisfied. At that moment, the principal and director SAO approached cordially and shook his hand. Congratulations, Su Jing Min. Let me introduce you. This is Director SAO from the Education Bureau. There's no need for you to take the bus back. He'll drive you home himself. Su Jing Min thought for a moment. I'd better take the bus. Otherwise I'll be bombarded with questions the entire ride. He soon found himself in Director Sao's car. Sao asked with a smile. Have you decided which academy you want to attend? Su Jing Min replied modestly. I've been focused on training these past few months. Honestly, I haven't given much thought to which university to choose. Director Sao chuckled. With your score, any university in the country would accept you. But to be honest, half of the high-ranking ability users come from just 3 elite academies. Let me recommend them to you. Changing Skill University, a public university located in the heart of the country. Graduates usually go straight into the system. Our nation's current guardian, who is ranked 9th, Mado, is from there. Skill University, based in a bustling port city, brimming with resources and elite guilds. Perfect for those who want to push themselves to the limit. Hinchin Skill University, with over 200 years of history, steeped in ancient traditions and boasting an unparalleled faculty. All 3 possess secret cultivation methods that can't be found anywhere else. They are every student's dream. Su Jingmin nodded and asked curiously, I know that ability users must train with specific methods to evolve from awakened abilities to complete abilities. But what exactly are top-tier methods? Sao explained that training manuals are also ranked by tiers, and it takes about 3 to 4 years to evolve with top-tier methods. You can complete the transformation in just half a year. He smiled and said, Don't worry. Your results guarantee you'll qualify for special recruitment. Even the big 3 will fight to offer you the best conditions. The choice will be yours. The next day, Su Jing Min returned home and enjoyed a long, relaxing shower. He opened his system panel. He had 2,534 skill points left, enough to last him until he entered the university. He pondered, I wonder if the academy organizes beast hunting tournaments. If not, I'll have to prepare for expeditions into the wilderness. At that moment, the front door creaked open, and 2 girls slipped inside. One of them whispered, Hey, the lock is broken. Perfect, let's surprise him. It was his aunt and his cousin, Tan Chi. They burst in just as Su Jing Min was half-dressed, and he froze in surprise. Tan Chi, blushing, covered her eyes and shouted, What are you doing? Su Jing Min quickly ducked into his room, muttering, Seriously, you barge in without knocking and then blame me. After his parents passed away, it was this aunt who raised him, showering him with affection, acting as his guardian, and even cooking him bamboo shoots and pork to keep him strong. Once he was dressed, his aunt said gently, I don't understand much about martial exams, but when I heard you had registered, I was worried for months. Now that I see you're safe, I'm relieved. The scores don't matter. Even if you hadn't passed, it's okay. Su Jingmin looked at Tanchi in confusion. Heh, hasn't she told you I placed first in the exam? Tanchi smiled mischievously. I thought it would be better if you told her yourself. Su Jingmin scratched his nose and said, almost smugly, Ah, I did well. I scored over 10,000 points. His aunt spat out her tea in surprise, wiped her mouth, and stammered. How many? You're not lying, are you? Tanchi chimed in. Mom, it's true. Su Jingmin scored 11,124 points. Tears streamed down his aunt's face as she hugged him tightly. RS off music, music.